just got a couple phone calls. President Donald Trump was actually targeted, and he's actually been shot at. The bullet grazed him, but we're waiting on information. I'm on the computer right now. These are the visuals from a local outlet here in LA. And the former president at a rally in Pennsylvania, President Trump shot at, and thank God that the person or the assailant who shot at him was not a marksman, because on live television or visual, we would have had a John Kennedy explosion because he was shot at. When he came up, he had a mark on his face like the bullet grazed him. And this is what we're dealing with. Okay, now I'm on the computer right now, trying to find some information. President Trump was shot at. Okay, and I don't know any other way to say it. I'm not tripping off the algorithm, but basically, the climate that we're living in, the hate and all of that, and we did not live or see. I wasn't alive when Kennedy got shot at or shot. I wasn't around when his brother Robert Kennedy got shot. But clearly, the presidents that's targeting or trying to create change, obviously there are some evildoers out there that wants people to, get killed. Okay, now you can see Trump. He's still throwing up because you see it. You see the images. President Trump was grazed in the face. This is an attempted assassination. And let me see here. Okay, 8 minutes ago, Secret Service rushes Trump off the stage. Popping noises heard, and then he popped up with blood on his face, and he's actually throwing up the fist because there was a assassination attempt on the president. Let me mute everything. I don't want to get flagged. Okay, so basically, former President Donald Trump was rushed off stage just minutes into a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. On Saturday, after loud noises that sounded like gunshots were heard, Trump is expected to survive, according to two senior law enforcement officials briefed on the matter. He had blood on the side of his head and his ear. Trump was speaking when he reached for the side of his face as popping sounds were heard and rang out at the rally. He then crouched down as Secret Service agents rushed the stage and surrounded him. He was quickly escorted into a vehicle, walking off the stage at the sides of his agents. And as you can see, he was throwing up the fist, and there's images right now. So, we living in some dark days now, and I'm going to go ahead and continue to read. President Joe Biden, who is in Delaware for the weekend, has been briefed on the situation, according to a senior White House official. And the Biden campaign is aware of the situation and monitoring it, a senior spokesman tells NBC. Now, personally, I had a strange feeling when the Supreme Court came back and said that, and it's just my personal opinion, allegedly to give presidential immunity. And I basically was jokingly said, now the Democrats can use that to their gain, because Biden could basically pay somebody, a big bag to basically assassinate the president. And based on the Supreme Court decision, he cannot be tried because presidents get immunity. So this is a situation where, never in a million years we thought we'll be seeing this. But I remember when Ronald Reagan was an attempted assassination. I remember that. And then in terms of the history books with Robert F. Kennedy, when he was in the California primary, and in 1963, when John Kennedy was shot in the head in Dallas, riding in the convertible. So in the light of, Secret Service and the Brady Bill and all of this, clearly there was a marksman targeting the former president. And, based on a humanity perspective, I don't care how you feel about, the former president, nobody wants to see anybody head get blown off on national television because he walked off the stage, and this could have been possibly something, that we've seen. So here's the images of the attempted assassination, right behind me. And my phone just started ringing. family members know, I do what I do. So I just, felt as, hey, I got to do my due diligence and jump on, because a lot of people are going about their Saturday and doing what they're doing. So, like the former president said, he can actually be doing something else with his life. So to, assassination attempt, to basically almost get domed by, bullet. And here's, the result of it. So when you're dealing in a country that's so divided, I mean, this is what we're dealing with. I mean, if you can't beat your opponent, what do you do? Okay. And when I saw the Supreme Court come back 6-3 and will grant presidential immunities and you can't try a president, I basically, like I said, from a satire perspective, said if I was Joe Biden, I would basically, name your price. And this is what it looks like. You can't beat him. So basically go ahead and, attempt to assassinate. But, former President Trump is what you would say resilient. So I think this is going to literally make him, more of a hero. Because look at him. He got blood on his face. He throwing up the fist. OK, now you can add, being shot to his, his resume. He got, 34 felony counts, and the blacks in the community sit back and say, hey, he's one of us. He's a convicted felon. And now he can basically, tell another story. They shot, tried to blow my face off, and whatever reason, it grazed me because it did. You could clearly see blood on the man's face. And this is crazy of what we got going on. And like I said, the Biden administration has been briefed. And there's no doubt in my mind that the evildoers in high places that made the decision to pull the trigger on John F. Kennedy, to pull the trigger on Robert F. Kennedy, and to actually attempt to pull the trigger on Ronald Reagan, these are the parties that, we'll never know who basically ordered it. And we probably will not know who basically fired the gun unless, they do some sham investigation and just come up with somebody. But if on the flip side, they'll just accuse and create a narrative and just basically pick, somebody and blame them. But this is crazy. There's been an attempted assassination on Trump. And let me see here. I'm doing pretty good. And man, this is crazy. And if it was staged, hopefully they had some fake blood that they put on that man's face, because they basically clearly, I saw a video and I turned the sound down because I don't want the algorithm to hear something outside of my voice, but there was popping sounds. Okay. Popping sounds clearly is a gun. And basically when he turned his face and he went down and came up with blood on his face. So if it's staged, hey, he deserves an Academy Award because this situation looks, realistic. But who fired the shot, who ordered the shot? And if it was the Biden administration, there's, according to the Supreme Court, a sitting president cannot be charged or, with any crimes. OK, because clearly that was what it was all about. They were saying Trump could be a dictator. This is a win for him. But no, it was a win for the Biden administration because Biden could have ordered the hit. But we'll never know because of presidential immunity in which the Congress basically put out. So this is crazy. Let me go ahead and find another story because the stories are coming out. This is live breaking news. So I'm going to go find another story so we can actually see if we can get some more information. I don't want to be just babbling on and talking. Let me see here. I'm looking up I'll read another story for you since I got you all on because people are concerned. Let me see here. This is ABC News right here. Let's go with ABC News. What we got. Matter of fact, The Guardian actually came out 6 minutes ago. Okay. Now, ABC News, former President Donald Trump was swarmed by Secret Service agents and rushed off the stage as possible shots were heard during a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday. There appeared to be blood on the right side of his ear as he was walking off stage. Now, the Secret Service is assessing the incident and has not confirmed it was actual shots. The blood seen on Trump's right ear could be from being taken down, possibly. OK, and let me see here. Trump began his speech at 6 p.m. East Coast time and was shortly into the speech when a disturbance caused the Secret Service to swarm the former president. He was then led off the stage quickly, pumping his fist. Now, that might go to the stage narrative. Now, the spokesman from the Trump said in a statement, the president thanks law enforcement and first responders for their quick response and action during this heinous act. He is fine and being checked out at the local medical facility, and that's ABC News. Okay, let me see here. Let me go ahead and find another one, do my due diligence. Okay, we're live. Breaking news. The president there's an attempted assassination on former President Donald Trump. And this is what's going on behind me. Let me see here. I'm going to find one more story, and because it looks like he's going to be all right. But I'm so grateful that we didn't have to, let me see here, The Guardian 4 minutes ago. So this is the most up-to-date news that we can actually get right now. Okay. Let me see here. All right. But man, this is crazy, man. Just imagine if the shooter was on target. Just imagine that. That would be to see the president, another situation like Kennedy. Okay, it's another story. Possible gunshots have been fired at Donald Trump's campaign rally in Pennsylvania, prompting panic as Secret Service agents leaped on the former U.S. president. Trump was whisked off the stage at the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. He could be seen raising his fist as he was escorted to a vehicle by the Secret Service. The video showed blood on the ear and snipers on the roof near the stage where Trump was standing. Okay. And the Biden administration have been briefed. So this is crazy. Thank God we did not see a John F. Kennedy situation. You've seen the video with his head, did what it did. And we're living in a dark time right now. So we are so divided. And for individuals to sit back and, want to assassinate, I would say the one who's basically winning in the polls when it comes to the president. So they literally trying to use the assassin's bullet once again to change the course of history. Because with the assassin's bullets of Dr. King, the assassin's bullet of Malcolm X, the assassin's bullet of John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, basically changed the course of history. Crazy how that we're dealing with this situation. And like I said, when I saw that the Supreme Court, put, 6-3 presidential immunity, meaning you can't prosecute a sitting president. Basically, in my mind, it was like Biden got, a few months to get rid of his competition. Okay, because I believe that we should not sit back and, allow the assassin's bullet to continue to change the course of history. Because regardless if you like him or not, you saw him walking off the stage, being shot at, allegedly. Here's the video up, blood coming off his ear and his mouth, and then he's pumping a fist. If it was staged, after catching cases, look at it. There you go right there. After catching cases, 34 felonies. Now he's been shot at. He's basically he's a rock star. Okay. You just like Tupac. Okay. This is going to transcend and take it to a whole nother level because the people will respond because we know somebody who do not like Trump and Republicans, literally orchestrated this, put themselves in a position. This is not no mom and pop. This is not just some good old boy or some black or anybody that's mad want to shoot the president. This came from the top. And I'm sure when they basically, and when the Supreme Court 6-3 came with that presidential immunity, I'm sure without a shadow of a doubt that this was something to talk about. And the sad thing about it is they missed because they were supposed to take him out. Now he's going to be rolling around in a glass case, like the Pope, bulletproof glass. He's going to do his rallies inside. So now he knows what he's dealing with. So whoever took the shot and missed, they got some, they got to come up with some answers because the individuals that ordered the hit or orchestrated the sniper to do what he did. And I guarantee you, with the presidential motorcade and Secret Service, this individual had to be a marksman or a sharpshooter, and he was from a long distance, long range. So you talking about, military, you talking about somebody that's trained, you're talking about somebody that was willing to do, something special. So this right here is crazy. And I was just sitting here minding my own business, and I got a few calls, and man, they told me to turn the TV on. And it's like I said, we just going live because, like I said, I couldn't sit still and deal with this myself, because I don't want anybody to die or anybody to get shot or murdered or anything like that. But we are looking at a historical situation. We just seen one of the worst debates in presidential campaigning history. We seen NATO, which was a terrible situation, and then all of a sudden his opposition gets shot at a rally in front of hundreds of thousands of people in front of live television. This is crazy. Never in a million years did I think that we would see anything like this. And who called, like I said, who made the call? We know that it's evildoers in high places, and it's crazy. You see him getting into his motorcade. He's actually raising his hand and waving and all of that. So maybe, and I'm not saying maybe, but if it was staged, I mean, yeah, but we'll see. But hopefully, they'll basically find the assailant. But, he's basically is an opportunist. All press is good press. So even in a situation where he's getting shot at, he's still pumping his fist and still waving to the crowd, and they're going to love him more. Just like when Tupac was shot. It just make them a folk hero. It just adds to their narrative. It just adds to the climate that we're living in. Because like I said, I don't wish death upon no one. All they just did was want Biden to step down based on his cognitive declining, but to actually go out and have somebody, shoot at the president. And I guarantee you it had to be an assassin's bullet. Had to be long range to basically get around Secret Service. But thank God that they missed, because these images that we're looking at, or these images that appear behind me, could actually be, something like Kennedy, where his wife had to pick up pieces of John F. Kennedy's head and try to bring it, take it with them. So President Trump is shot at. He's okay. I'm going to go ahead and find another story, because this news is breaking. And I don't want the individuals coming in thinking the president is dead. He's okay. He's rushed to the hospital. Looked like he got grazed by a bullet. A couple shots went off. He ducked. The Secret Service ran up on the stage, protected him. He popped up, and he had blood flowing from the side of his face and his mouth. And you can see the crowd. See, for me, I pay attention to the crowd. Okay. And the faces that the people in the crowd had, and the look on their faces, have to basically let you know that there was some gunshots. They heard the popping sound, and they thought the president, was basically expired. So let me see here. 13 minutes ago. Okay, this is NBC News. I'm gonna go ahead and just read a couple stories for you, since this is breaking news, and then a lot of our news, comes on social media these days. Let me see here. But this is crazy. This is literally crazy. Never in a million years did I think we'll see something like this happen. Okay, well, this is basically just a little synopsis. Former President Donald Trump is expected to survive after being injured at a campaign in Pennsylvania. And see, this is the damage control. This is what it says. It is not clear what injured the president. So now they're trying to change the narrative, whether he got shot or not, because from a polling perspective, it would literally help him. So MSNBC, NBC is basically saying they don't know what happened to him, or who injured him, or what the case was, when like I said, it was popping sounds. Like I said, they don't want to, this is a campaign thing. They don't want to add anything to his status. So basically, somebody's going to say, oh, no, he didn't get shot at. He just fell down. Okay. They dumped on him. Let's keep it 100. They dumped on him. And these news outlets don't want to give him, because like I said, it's going to help his campaign. Clear as day, is going to help his campaign. So they already running damage control, because NBC is reporting, we don't know what injured Trump. The man got shot at. Okay. The man clearly got shot at. So what are they talking about? But see, they don't want to, if, I'm sure that they weighed the odds and understood and knew if he didn't get killed, that it would help him. So I'm sure that they got a marksman that can actually guarantee a dome shot and get rid of the president for whatever reason. For whatever reason, it didn't happen. Okay, it didn't happen, and he's here, and it's looking like, it's going to pretty much build on this campaign. It's going to pretty much build on this campaign, because when he walked away, he was pumping the fist with blood on his ear. Look at him. Look at him right there in the frame. And I'm glad I went on live, because a lot of the stories that I basically read, they're actually coming down. And then, like I said, here, let me see here. An incident occurred the evening of July 13 at the Trump rally in Pennsylvania. The Secret Service said in a statement, the Secret Service have implemented protective measures. Okay, but if you go back and look at the live when I first started, they were talking about the president was shot at. And now they're doing their damage control and taking the stories down. Okay, as we speak. Okay, let me see here. Here's one. Okay. Let me see here. Former President Donald Trump was rushed off the stage just minutes into his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday after loud noises. Okay, this is, breaking news. Loud noises that sounds like gunshots were heard. Okay, Trump is expected to survive, according to two senior law enforcement officials on the matter. Now, let me see here. He had blood on the side of his head and his ear. Okay, they're literally running damage control, but clearly the initial reports was President Trump was shot at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Okay, grazed in the face by a bullet. That was the initial response. Secret Service came, protected him. Snipers came, and then they pretty much rushed him off the stage. That was the initial report. Now I'm online, and they're doing their damage control because they were sitting back, waiting to basically go on live and basically say, well, we have to report that former President Trump has been shot and killed in Pennsylvania. That's what they were waiting for. If you look at all the news outlets and everybody that was sitting back, this is what they were waiting for. But the marksman missed his target, missed his mark. And now they're basically saying, we don't know what happened to him. It was some loud pops, but we're not clear as to what injured him. Okay. And I would love to hear what they're saying, but I don't want to get flagged. Okay. So this is what we're dealing with. Mission was not accomplished. They tried to kill Donald Trump. They missed. The marksman missed. All the news outlets were sitting and ready to have their John F. Kennedy moments, because if you look at their scheduling, if you go ahead and check the time cards and individuals going to work that typically never go to work on a Saturday, all hands was on deck, because they was expecting to go on TV and basically tell you, oh, President Trump, we're sorry. We're breaking into your news, breaking into your show. We have to tell you that President Trump was shot and killed at a rally. That's what they wanted to say, but it didn't happen. And now you can go ahead and Google right now, and they're running damage controls, because now, originally when I jumped on, shots fired, Donald Trump grazed in the face with a bullet. And now they're saying, oh, we don't know what injured Trump. And because they know without a shadow of a doubt that this thing right here is going to turn. OK, if he's, he's all right. And I guarantee you, just like with the 34 convictions on the felony accounts, basically, he raised more money. He raised more funding. It actually helped his campaign. And then now the call to be assassinated, not by no MAGA Republican, by the Democrats. And then that didn't happen. That's going to help him even more. So this is an epic fail. Like I said, all souls belong to God. God don't like ugly. So he may have turned his face at the right time and just get grazed in the face with a bullet, because that was the initial call. Everybody was saying he was shot. But once they found out that he was okay, Then all of a sudden, we don't know what happened. I think one of the outlets said 3 minutes ago, we don't know where the injury came from, possibly because he was taken down by the Secret Service. No, they shot at him. It didn't happen, and it's going to help his campaign. And Joe Biden will not be tried or even questioned because recently the Supreme Court came down to 6-3 that a president is immune, that a president have immunity. And I had a strange feeling that passed and that they would use that for their gain. So now they won't even question the Biden administration if they made the call or not. But look at these images. Ain't no man just going to hear some pops and fall down. That man got grazed in the face by a bullet. Okay. Grazed in the face by a bullet. And I'm getting text messages right now based on these news outlets, and people, my team is texting me right now and said that a shooter has been detained. So these news outlets that was trying to run a damage control that came into work on a Saturday was supposed to be reporting the assassination of Donald Trump. They're doing damage control and trying to basically not speculate because the president will survive. But I'm getting live text messages and they telling me the shooter has been detained. So listen, man, this thing is crazy. Not only do they, sick the FBI and CIA and, the IRS on their political competition, they basically try to get them killed. And if you look at history, the only thing that they could do to defeat Donald Trump was to kill him, because the polling, they telling Trump to step down. They tried to get in front of this and make sure that this thing happened in plain sight, but it didn't happen. So what are they going to do now? I did a live this morning. I said, what them going to do based on, Joe Biden, the cognitive declining and all that. But I didn't know them was going to shoot the former president at a rally. Okay. At a full rally when the other guy can't even, fill a gymnasium. This is crazy. Let me go find another outlet so we can actually get some information to at least verify the text messages that I'm getting. Let me see here. And this is live. So I just, we doing this live. This is history. We're in the midst of it right now. And we just diving in and trying to see what happened and what's going on. Because President Trump is an attempted assassination. And like I said, if it was me, I would basically look at all the call logs, look at all the individuals that happened to come in on a Saturday. And I guarantee the anchors came in on Saturday because they were supposed to, sorry to interrupt your normally scheduled programming or normally scheduled broadcast. We have to inform you today that former President Trump has been assassinated. But the marksman missed. So now this is going to make him way more than a rock star. This is going to blow up in their face. So, and then the same news outlets that I went to when they said shots was fired, now they're coming back saying that they have no clue why he was injured or what happened to him. And let me see here if we can get some information. Let me see if we can get some more. Okay. Let me see here. Now, let me go to some international news. Okay. Let me see here, but this is crazy, man. Let me see here. Former United States President and Republican candidate Donald Trump has been escorted off the stage at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, after apparent gunshots rang through the crowd. This is at international news, because when I was on the liberal news stations, they were basically saying, we're not sure what happened or what that was. Okay, his campaign has released a statement saying that he is fine after being assessed medically. Now, Trump could be seen reaching with his right hand towards his neck. There appeared to be blood on his face. So this is some international news. So apparently the bullet missed. Okay. And I guarantee you that these news outlets basically had all hands on deck because they were supposed to go live, destroy our timeline. And basically, we're supposed to be sitting back talking about, President Trump was murdered, was killed by an assassin's bullet. And then we're supposed to forget about, what's been going on and, what's running behind the scenes. But whoever missed a shot, you're in trouble, because I'm sure they paid you a pretty penny. I'm sure they put you in a position to do the job and you didn't do it. OK, You didn't do it. Just like in the movie Scarface, he was supposed to get rid of the reporter that was going to basically go on news and talk about the cartels and all of that. And it didn't happen. And look, they came after Scarface because he didn't do the job. So in this situation right here, this is not good. This is not good. And like I said, presidential immunity, Joe Biden will not be prosecuted or even questioned. And when that Supreme Court thing came down, I kind of had a feeling, because like I said, if you want to get rid of your competition, you go ahead and do things like this. But like I said, when you have presidential immunity, it is what it is. So, man, let me see here. This is crazy. This is crazy. So we looking at this thing live. And like I said, Trump is an opportunist. He's going to use this as a political situation. He already pumping his fists and doing everything. OK, let me see here. The American conservatives basically said Butler, Pennsylvania, the former President Trump was shot and injured at a rally on Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania. See, that's a fact. Looking at the other CNN, NBC, ABC, they're sitting back doing damage control, basically saying we don't know what injured him. But you go to the conservative news outlets, the American Conservative website, the former President Donald Trump was shot and injured at a Saturday rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Straight up. And that's a fact. OK, chaotic scene at President Trump's rally in Butler, Pennsylvania after gunshots rang out in the area. Secret Service rushed in to protect Trump. It is unclear whether Trump was harmed. And this is what they put out immediately at 3:20 p.m. Let me see. Is that West Coast time? Yeah, 3:20 p.m. West Coast time. OK, now let me see here. Trump face bloody by an apparent neck and ear. Basically, Trump faced bloody by an apparent neck to the ear, was immediately rushed by Secret Service officers and taken from the stage. He pumped his fist to the audience as he was being removed. OK, and that's pretty much coming from a conservative news outlet. OK, now let me see here. Continuance, law enforcement moved swiftly to place crime scene tape, and attendees were pushed towards the exits whence they came, and where paraphernalia vendors continue to hawk Trump themed wares. Now, the helicopter possible medical landed in the field behind the venue minutes after the shooting and left shortly afterwards. 2 individuals were being seen loaded into the ambulance. OK, now Trump campaign released a statement thanking law enforcement and saying the former president was fine. OK, so this could have been something, man, in the history books like we've never seen before. This could have been, a John F. Kennedy moment, man. That was so, this is crazy. And all because that they can't beat him. If you can't, the devil's mission is still kill and destroy. So if you can't beat your political, competition, fair and square, this is what happens. You shoot him, you try to kill him. OK, and I guarantee you that all hands was on deck on every major network, because you're supposed to turn your TV on right now and says, we sorry to interrupt your normally scheduled broadcast. We have to inform you that former President Donald Trump has been assassinated. Yes, he was at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, and a lone marksman shot and killed the president. This is what they were supposed to say. But he did not die. This man got into the Secret Service SUV, pumping his fist with a bloody face, letting them know I'm all right. So now, what are they going to do now? What are they going to do now? And it's crazy that the Supreme Court came down and said that you cannot prosecute a president. And when they were talking about President Trump's going to be a dictator and he could just do whatever, the Supreme Court is corrupt and all of that. Oh, no, they using that. They flipped that. So now Biden can actually make the call. He have no clue, possibly, because he always say, need to know. But his donors and his people that's behind him that want to see America collapse, that want to see America fail, that want to see America, be a country that goes down like Venezuela and all the other countries. These guys basically made the call, made the decision, and tried their best to eliminate the competition. But this is basically, like I said, God loves everybody, including Donald Trump and Joseph Robinette Biden. But if you want to go on record and try to assassinate your competition because he's leading in the polls, He got the black vote, black men vote. He got the Latino vote. This is crazy because their candidate is cognitively declining, cannot put a sentence together. He did NATO this week, and a lot of individuals were talking about that Biden. He did pretty well this time around, but that wasn't a debate. That was just a open discussion and a press conference with NATO where he's sitting there introducing his buddy, his pal, and we're going to help him win the war, and we're going to supply aid and funding for him to win, and welcome my friend, my pal, President Putin. And then pause. The crowd laughs at him and then turn around and say, give it up for President Putin. And then, Zelensky, I'm so, bent on beating Putin. Nah, you listen, we want to beat crime. We want to beat murder. We want to beat poverty. We want to beat, the pipeline to prison programs. We want to get rid of the ghettos in America. We want to get rid of gangbanging. This is what America has to do. And this is a moment that's actually going to bring us together because a house divided cannot stand. And clearly there's Democrats that's applauding that he got shot. I'm sure there's some ignorant, mean black woman out there talking about that's what his ass get. You know what I'm saying? They tried to kill his ass. I know my people, the angry black single woman. And I guarantee you there's individuals out there that's happy and applauding this because they don't even love themselves. And this is why we got to deliver ourselves from these type of people, because nobody wants nobody to get killed. We are all on the same sheet of music. Let's have fair and balanced situations. But there is a faction in a group of people that would have applauded the murder of him. And then look at the video, how they take him to the car. That man pumped his fist. Just watch the video behind me. That's Trump right there. Watch how he pumped his fist. Look at him. Watch this. Yeah. Look at Trump. Yeah, they shot me, but I'm good. And they stuffed him in the car. Man, they're going to shoot your hand off. Stop that. But I'm telling you, there's a group of people out there, and anybody that says that's what he get away from them. Okay? Because these are individuals that they're not human. They don't have any morals. They don't have any values. They're so angry at themselves and angry at the world because of their trauma. And they even came up with a word of it. What is it? Trump deranged syndrome. There's individuals out there that literally mad that the marksman or mad that the sniper missed his head. I'm sure of that. And this is the individuals we can't be a part of. Like I said, I'm a nonpartisan independent. I don't have no skin in the game, but I am a humanitarian. That ain't nothing but a man. My Bible tells me it's not flesh and blood, it's powers, principalities, evildoers in high places. That is a man. When the powers, principalities, evildoers in high places made the call and orchestrated an assassination on the former president, who is pretty much leading in all the polls and beating anybody that they can actually throw on the ballot, whether it's Biden or not. And we were supposed to sit back and be having a conversation because President Trump died. That's what they wanted to do to our Saturday. We're minding our own business, and this is what they want us to do on a Saturday. This is crazy. So it didn't work. It didn't happen. He's going to be all right. And this is not going to do anything but help, because if I was considering voting for Joe Biden, if I was considering, being with a Democrat, and then to see something like this happen, this would easily flip me to the other side, because I don't want to be friends with anyone that will be willing to kill their opponent. And look at the brother behind me. He was ready to go on TV and go live and basically say, former President Donald Trump has been assassinated, and then bring on all the naysayers. And I guarantee you the black women on CNN and the black women on MSNBC will be laughing and smirking, but do you laugh and smirk when they kill your brother in the hood? Do you laugh and smirk when they, murder our youngsters in these streets through the gang violence and all of that? This is crazy. We have to become a nation under God, indivisible, with liberties and justice for all. We have to unify as a culture. We got to end the division in the parties. This is why the Democratic Party got to go. I'm a registered Democrat, but I'm a nonpartisan independent. We're not supporting either side. We don't have any skin in the game, but we will not be voting for Joe Biden. Now, if you're going to flip and vote for Donald Trump, so be it. But we're not supporting either of the two because clearly it's flesh versus flesh. On the Democratic side, we got to beat Donald Trump. On the Republican side, we got to beat Joe Biden. Where in the community that I come from, we want to beat crime. We want to beat poverty. We want to beat homelessness. We want to beat the the prison profit program. We want to beat the pipeline of prison. We want to beat all of these things that has a continuance of the world recycling. And if you look back at the assassinations just changed the trajectory of the world. Because just imagine if John F. Kennedy was not assassinated and he ran again in 1964, he was really anti-war. He didn't want to go to Vietnam, but the Democrats, they want that war machine. They want to commit war crimes to get money. Him and his family basically said in terms of racism and segregation, on record, what if we went to heaven and God was black? So we got to kill it. You see what I'm saying? So when you talk about, white supremacy and all of that, it is Democratic, Dixiecratic Southerners, okay, that's down with that because they want to preserve. And to be brutally honest with you, it is a foreign national Jewish Zionist situation that's pretty much taking over the Democratic Party. And they're pretty much basically doing the white supremacy move, but it's to protect their small group of people, which is literally what they believe is a remnant. OK, and that's just to be honest with you. So I can't be more brutally honest, but I'm so grateful that we're not having a conversation of an assassination because all hands was on deck to basically destroy our Saturday and basically come out and say the president was shot and killed and all of this and all of that. But the marksman missed. Now, this is basically, like I said, what you going to do now? And it's crazy that today I did a live and basically the title was what them going to do. Meaning the Democrats, because 19 Democrats basically say that Joe Biden needs to step down. George Clooney stepped out and said that, he needs to step down, which is a major donor. And his only black supporters is Whoopi Goldberg, a black woman with a Jewish name, and E40, an underground rapper from Oakland. That's crazy. So, man, this is crazy. So, thank God it was an epic fail. But this is going to make him more of a rock star. And I believe that pumping of the fist was an indication that he's not going anywhere, that he's going to continue. And let me see if they got any more breaking news out before I get up out of here. Because like I said, I will be checking, employee badges. I'll be looking at all the news outlets and see, how many of the anchors that typically go live on weekdays, how many of them came to work on a Saturday. I'm really, thinking about that. Like you guys pretty much knew what was going to happen and you were just sitting there ready to report. And then he didn't get killed. So now you got to do this damage control because some of the stories that I read earlier have already been zapped and they're taking away the attempted assassination. But it was clearly he was shot, grazed by a bullet, escorted off of the stage, went to a local hospital, and he's going to be fine. So let me go ahead and see if I can find one more story for you. Let me see here, because this is crazy. And all of the news outlets literally were basically ready to have a kumbaya situation. OK, so let me see here. And I'm going to go ahead and go to Old Faithful. OK, they finally put in my little algorithm, a news outlet that's pro-Trump. OK, but for some strange reason, I'm not getting any words on it. So let me go ahead and let me see here. Let me see. But this is crazy. Yeah, no, they blocking all of this, man. I can't even read the story. And basically, Fox News basically got a headline that says Trump led off stage after 4 or 5 shots heard at a rally. OK, and I'm trying to read the story, but there's no story behind it. OK, so they just put out that information. And if they are trying to put out a story, they run in damage control, what they do. So I try to go to Old Faithful. Let me just do my due diligence and try one more before I go, because this is crazy. This is crazy. These individuals are not even allowed to put out the information, or their stories are being zapped because, who owns, so who owns the internet? Who owns Facebook? Who owns Instagram? Who owns ABC, CBS, NBC, all of that? And I guarantee you the individuals that do are basically mad because mission unaccomplished. And now they know without a shadow of a doubt that this thing about to happen. And it's crazy. And it's just like we had in Mexico. They have the first female president, a female with a Jewish last name, and 38 candidates that was running for public office in Mexico were assassinated. So, I mean, this is what they do. And whoever was assassinating, those individuals, basically trying to do the same thing here in America. And this is why we have to abandon democracy and embrace theocracy, because America is not a democracy. It is a constitutional republic. And it's a black man saying that. So to be totally honest with you, it is. And we will never be the nation that we supposed to be. OK, unless we come together and unify as one body, as one race, and that's the human race. Okay. All right. So let me see here. All right. Associated Press. This is Associated Press. It's not a liberal news station. It's non-biased. Associated Press, Wall Street Journal is your top, independent news outlet. So live updates is 13 minutes ago. All right. Wow. Okay, matter of fact, this is hot press. This says 30 seconds ago. This just went up. Shooter dead. Rally attendee killed and Trump whisked off stage after gunshots. So the shooter's dead because they had a secondary shooter to kill the shooter so the shooter won't tell. Come on, man. We didn't see JFK. We didn't see all of this. So the shooter is dead. Think about that. The shooter who shot President Trump or grazed his face, he's dead. So this is what we call a safety net. So his job is to assassinate the president. He missed the shot, so he got shot. So he won't just think about, when you go to, this is crazy. They didn't want to allow him to be interrogated. They didn't want him to come clean. This is crazy. So this is basically, we're watching a live movie, people. This is a movie episode. So Associated Press, 2 minutes ago, live update, shooter dead, rally attendee killed, and Trump whisked off stage after gunshots ring out at rally. When I just read some of the liberal outlets, MSNBC, ABC, and CBS, they were saying we don't know what happened. Because they knew what happened. They probably already put out a story that Trump was killed, ready just to press send so they can actually just take it to a whole nother level. So check this out. Associated Press, 13 minutes ago, I read the headline. Donald Trump was whisked off the stage at rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, after apparent gunshots rang through the crowd. Trump was showing off a cart of border crossing numbers when shots rang out, ringing through the crowd. Now, Trump could be seen reaching with his right hand towards his neck, and there appeared to be blood on his face. That's Associated Press. So this is crazy. Just understand the shooter is dead. They had to kill him because they didn't want him going in there singing like a bird and saying, or tracking him that, or who he's been talking to. Because like I said, the FBI and the CIA, they pretty much, could track anybody. They know who you're talking to. We're being surveillance. So there's no way that they will literally can actually not catch someone, especially the FBI, CIA, NSA, because you got the whole weight of the federal government on your side and all the resources. This is why I would push, for measures for the FBI to get involved in gang crimes and gang shootings and make a gang shooting a hate crime. But this is crazy. So, my internet is kind of tripping right now and I can't click the story because he got another 13 minutes ago, shooter dead at a rally, but I can't click it. Let me see here. The White House says Vice President Harris has received an initial briefing of the incident. She already knew about the incident. She was sitting back ready to pretty much go on record and basically laugh about it. Yeah, Donald Trump is dead. You know, y'all pretty much was sitting in the boardroom. And how is it that everybody on a Saturday is in the briefing room just waiting on the call? That's crazy to me. You know, like I said, this was an assassination orchestrated by, we won't know because the shooter is dead. The Supreme Court a few weeks ago, 6-3, granting presidential immunity when the news outlets were saying Trump could do what he want to do. Now that was for the Democrats because they will not go after Joe Biden. So now they can actually say, oh, the reason why we're not having a debate now because Trump is healing. But I'm sure Trump's still going to want to debate. But that is a great reason to cancel the debates for Joe Biden because, you know, of his performance and the Vladimir Putin comment when he was introducing Zelensky. And then he said at a union rally, you know, back in the 70s when I was a kid. No, bro, in the 70s, I was a kid. You was a grown man in the 70s. You was in your 30s in the 70s. But this is crazy. And I thank God that we're not sitting here having a conversation about the assassination of Donald Trump. But clearly his enemies want him to be gone. You know, they want to get him up out of here. OK, and this has just been released by the Washington Post. Trump safe after being rushed off the stage following shooting. OK, and you guys were with me live when the other liberal outlets where Trump was appeared to be injured. We don't know what it was because they don't want to give him that political advantage because this is all it's going to do is help him. And this is the Washington Post. And I'm going to go ahead and just read, their story, which is literally a synopsis. OK, the former president, Donald Trump, was rushed off the stage at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, about 30 minutes north of Pennsylvania after shots were heard near the beginning of the event. He put his hand on his right ear and ducked after the first several pops. Secret Service agents surrounded him and rushed him off the stage, his face streaked with what appeared to be blood. Secret Service spokesman Anthony Giuliani confirmed in a statement that there was an incident at the rally and that Trump is safe. Now, Butler County District Attorney Richard Goldinger said 2 people are dead, including an apparent shooter. So the sniper who missed the target, they killed him. And it's crazy that even if he did kill Trump and he was expected to get a bag, they already had somebody earmarked to pop him. And then the individual who shot him got shot. So we not going to know anything. This is going to go down in history. They're going to classify the information. They're going to put it in a locked box. And we're not going to know what happened to President Trump until 20. With that being said, man, I appreciate y'all. Hit the subscription. We're going to follow up on this and we're going to continue to have these conversations. And like I said, and it's crazy that my live this morning basically said what them going to do, meaning what the Democrats going to do, what would be the solution or resolution if Biden steps down. But what them going to do is basically bust on Donald Trump and try to kill him. But this ain't going to do nothing but make him even more of a rock star. So with that being said, man, you guys have a great that we are not talking about an assassination, but what a way, that's Donald Trump got shot at. It is what it is. So pray for Donald Trump. He's going to be all right. So you guys have a good day. This is your man, Bushion Glover, signing off. Better Black America TV on YouTube. Have a good day.